All right, we're live. Thank you all for joining the Feature Friday show with me, Salena Baca, and our guest, Michelle of Two Brothers Blankets. Yay! Season 1 is going to stream live here every Friday at 10:30 a.m. That's West Coast time, 1:30 afternoon. That's East Coast time. So be sure to subscribe to this channel and you'll never miss an episode. So today's episode is proudly sponsored in part by you amazing viewers. And that happens when you snag a Peace Love Crochet custom canvas tote bag today. Now, every purchase that you make is not only going to give you an amazing tote that you're totally going to love forever and ever, but it's also going to help create more episodes and bring on even more amazing guests. You can find that tote link in our show notes today, so go ahead and snag it. Today's episode is also sponsored by the American Crochet Association. Now, the ACA has been helping crocheters learn and grow with educational resources and courses and workshops since 2015. You can visit AmericanCrochetAssociation.org to receive your personal learning path to crochet mastery, including their newly launched professional certification programs for crochet instructors and also pattern writers. You can find the links and more details on that in my show notes section today. Now, today we are filming season 1. We just started, and this is episode 2. And I've got my very first guest on this season, Michelle Ferguson of Two Brothers Blankets. Now, Michelle is going to be here to share her latest design with us. It's called the Springtime Sweater. So if you guys are watching here live or on the replay, please come on over and comment. Come on over, say hello, and let us know where you're viewing from. So welcome again to Feature Friday, Michelle. It is a pleasure to have you on the show today. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm super excited about this.
Me too. It's we were just chatting before the show, and I was talking to Michelle about how I've known you. I think I've known you for like 5 years, and this is literally our first actual conversation live.
Yep.
So Michelle, I know I just feel like we're in the same circles and everyone knows you. I'm sure there are very few people who do not know who you are, but for those who may not know about you, know about your designs, can you give us like the Cliff Notes version or the speed dating version of your work? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. I'm Michelle. I am married with 2 little boys, and we live in Florida now. And I've been designing crochet patterns for my youngest is 7, so 5 years. I started when he was a baby. My design niche or style, I guess you could say, is simple but stylish and modern is what I try to incorporate in every design. I gear mostly towards women's garments and accessories, but I also have things for men and kids and even your home. That's it in a nutshell.
Absolutely. You know, I think that's why I'm so drawn to your work, is because it's exactly my style. Like whenever I see something that you release, I'm like, oh, that's perfect. Like I love the colors, I love the style, I love the fit. Like I just love everything about it. So yeah, I've been a fan from the beginning, honestly.
Oh, thank you.
All right, I see a lot of you guys are commenting. So again, if you guys are watching the show, please keep those comments coming, because at the end of this live show, we're randomly going to choose 3 viewers who have been commenting to win 1 free copy of Michelle's featured pattern today. And she's going to be giving away 3 copies on Ravelry. And any comment here counts. Don't be afraid to make this a fun conversation. Hey, hello, tell us where you're viewing from, questions for Michelle, anything like that. So let's see who's here today. DePauli says hello. Terry Sampson is here from Kentucky. Courtney W is here. Michelle, you know Courtney.
Yeah. Hi, Courtney.
And Linda's here from the UK. Amanda Woodbury's here. And DePauli's here from New Jersey. Nora's from Ireland. She's checking in. Catherine says, hey. Let's see. Ramalaxi's here. Hello, Ramalaxi. Alina G. Leanne is here from Virginia. Amanda says both of your garment designs are on point. So high five to us, lady.
Thank you. Yay.
And Courtney's got a comment for you. She says, I love Michelle's designs. They're also classic and pretty modest, perfect for my little girl.
Yes. That's what
Absolutely.
I go for.
All right, we're making Courtney blush now, so it's a good day.
Well, you're making me blush, Courtney.
Awesome. All right, now, Michelle, before we tell everyone about your amazing springtime sweater, let's talk a little bit about the yarn that you chose for this design. So
Okay.
I wrote down some stats, but I was hoping we could have a conversation about this yarn. So do you want to tell us, before we go into the stats, like why you chose this yarn for this sweater, and then maybe we can tell people more about it?
Yeah. Okay. So I used the Yarn Bee Baby Bee Sweet Delight. I have a skein here because who doesn't buy extra, right? So it's a DK weight yarn, and I knew I wanted something lightweight, but like the springtime sweater is a good transition piece as you are getting into spring. You know, you still have the cool mornings. It's starting to warm up, but not quite there yet. So I didn't want a heavy worsted weight, but I wanted something that was going to still keep you fairly warm.
Mm-hmm.
So I went with this Sweet Delight. I like it because it is a DK weight, a number 3 weight, but it's still very like flowy. It has a nice drape to it. And it's just very soft and comfortable.
Yeah, absolutely. I have not touched that yarn before, but already when I was looking up the stats, I was like, all right, you know, it's a light number 3. I like the content as well. It's not 100% acrylic. It's got some nylon in there, which tells me it's probably got a little bit of like give and a little bit of stretch, and it creates like that cascadey kind of feel. Yeah, because some yarns, you have to be really careful about yarn because like you're squishing it and you're like, yeah, I'm totally gonna make a sweater with this, and then you make it and it's like, oh, this is like a paper bag, like it's not moving with me.
Exactly.
So yeah, no, I was really happy to see that.
Yeah, favorite.
I also noticed, did you know how many colors this yarn comes in?
No, I did not know until you wrote it down, and I was like, wow, it does. I knew it had a lot, and I love the variety of colors it has. Like it has your neutrals, and then it has your brights, like this bright pink. It has a big variety.
Yeah, absolutely. And not only that, but some yarn lines, and I'm so happy I'm excited to go see this in person, because some yarn lines will give you like solids, but maybe like it's, you know, sometimes you like pastels, sometimes not, but it's like solids and pastels, and then like Crayola, you know, like here's the 10 primary color, you know, primary colors. But what I liked about this is it comes in 45 different colors. So it is solids, and there's variegateds, and usually yarn lines just kind of stop there. They give you some solids, and then they give you some variegateds, either with like short color repeats or long color repeats. But this one also has marled options, which I thought was really nice because it just gives you something, you know, there aren't a lot of marled yarns out there. And so that was a really nice, I thought, addition to this line.
Yeah, I have some of the marled in my stash waiting to be used for the right project. But yeah, and I love that it's a baby yarn, but with the color choices, it's not just baby stuff that you want to make. You know what I mean? Like some of the baby yarns just have the baby blue and the baby pink. This has such variety that I don't think I've ever made a baby item with it.
Well, I didn't think about that until you just said it, but I guess that's what the name means, baby bee yarn. Like it's more so meant like that's what they had in mind, or that's what they were envisioning I guess, when they made the yarn. That's so interesting. But with that said, again, like I'm glad that there's like 40 plus colors, because it's not, you know, the standard yellow and pink and blue and bright white. So have you made anything else with this? Have you made anything else with this yarn? Like, is it like speaking to you and like, awesome.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Now,
so this is not my first design. No, this is not even my first design with this yarn. I used it for, let me see if I can remember, the Derby Duster vest.
Okay.
And see, that's another like flowy design, but I use a DK, and that's what I love about this. It's very flowy, and I used it for something else that I cannot remember at the moment, but I've used it for at least 2 other designs, so including the springtime design and the Derby Duster vest.
Nice. That's what I was wondering, and I didn't go and look through your shop because I knew we were going to chat about it. But that's what I love. Like when you find a yarn, it's like, wow, there's a lot of possibility. All right, I like the way this
Mhm.
feels. It really
Yep.
kind of takes you down that road. You make a lot of things.
Mhm.
So this yarn, I think it's only available at Hobby Lobby, right? Because
I
it's a
believe
Hobby
so,
Lobby.
yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So if you guys have a local Hobby Lobby, you can go and check it out and squish it and feel it and all that. Or Hobby Lobby is online, or you can just do like a quick Google search, and you guys should be able to find a way to get it by one of those means. It's also pretty economical. I mean, you're getting, I looked at the stats, 4 ounces, which is about 377 yards per skein, and it retails for about $5.29. So that's not a
Yeah.
bad price for the
Yeah.
amount that you're getting. Like a few
Mhm.
skeins are going to give you like pretty decent sized sweater, or like a pretty decent
Yeah.
sized poncho or garment or something like that.
Mhm.
Awesome. All right,
Yeah.
Michelle, anything else you want to tell us about this yarn?
No, Hobby Lobby they do their coupons, so always be on the lookout for that. And then they do have free shipping a lot too if you don't have a Hobby Lobby near you.
I did
So
not.
that's one of the other things I love about this yarn. It's fairly easy to get. I know everyone doesn't have a Hobby Lobby around, but
Yeah.
it's one of the more easier ones to get.
All right, we'll have to check that out then. All right, I
Yeah.
see so many comments coming in. Let me see what you guys are saying. Jasmine says, OMG, how beautiful is this color? So she's totally stoked on that. Courtney's used this yarn before. She says it's really nice. Jasmine says that dream catcher is amazing. Thank you. Hey, Nora. Nora digs the colors. Jasmine says, Michelle, love the sweater too.
Oh,
And
thank you.
let's see. Courtney wants to know, isn't the Katie blouse made with that yarn? She wants to know.
No, that's not. That's actually made with a Cascades yarn. But there is another one. I just cannot think of it at the moment that I use.
All right, bonus points for anyone who can tell us.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look. I cannot I can't remember. It's completely lost me.
All right,
Maybe
bonus
Courtney will
points.
remember.
Right? All right. A lot of people are interested in going to check out the yarn. Jasmine's going to check it out. Linda says that she probably won't be able to get the yarn. Linda's in the UK though, so no, I don't think Hobby Lobby's in the UK, but possible online shopping for that. And Alina says, I love that yarn. I've knit a few baby rompers with it, and it's so soft. Awesome, awesome. All right. Now that we've talked about the yarn, that's kind of, I have to say, I've reiterated this so many times. That's why I love this show, because I think it's really important and interesting to talk about like what the thing is made of before we talk about the thing. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's all the questions that I see, or the comments that I see on the yarn, but please guys, keep those yarn questions coming. But we're going to transition over, and I think we are ready to talk about your sweater. So, sorry guys, I'm kind of fumbling through like my 10 windows that are up. Sorry about that. Okay, so the springtime sweater, is that what I see in the background over there?
Yeah, I decided I was like setting up and I had something else on there and I was like, no, I need to go get the sweater.
I'm glad you did. All right, so tell us all about the sweater. I mean, I definitely had an agenda, so I wanted to make sure we hit a few notes, but tell us, what sizes does it come in, and we'll kind of go from there.
Okay, so this pattern comes in sizes 2 through 10 children's and extra small through 2X adults. One pattern, easy to follow, just bam, bam, kids, adult. And so I wanted something, like I said, a good transition piece. I live in Florida, so we don't get transitions, but I remember from living further north that it does. It starts to gradually warm up, and you start to see, warmer afternoons, but you might need a jacket in the morning. And so I wanted something that you could just wear underneath a jean jacket, or or a cardigan, and then take the cardigan off for the jean jacket and still be comfortable when it's a little bit warmer in the afternoon. It's 3/4 sleeves, specifically for that reason, just something to transition you into the warmer weather.
Nice. Awesome. So some people, this is what I would love to have a deeper conversation about. So some people maybe have never made anything to wear before. And so they may be looking at
Mhm.
that and going neck and sleeves and torso, and I don't even know what I don't know. So what skill level is this pattern, and why is it that particular skill level? Just to kind of give people an idea for how to approach this.
I consider it an intermediate, mostly because it uses the extended single crochet stitch, so not everyone knows that one right off the bat, and because it is a garment and there's a little bit of, you got to have a basic knowledge of ease and trying it on, gauge, things like that. I always label most of my garment designs, an intermediate. You don't have to be advanced to do it, but it may take a little, knowledge other than just the basic stitches and the basic row workup.
Awesome. Okay. So are parts of it worked in the round? Are they all flat pieces?
It is
on this.
Okay.
Without giving away too much.
Bottom up. So the bottom panel, which is
okay.
from your hip to your armpits, is in the round.
Okay.
And you turn each round. And then once you get to your armpits, it splits into panels, front and back panel, to create your armholes. So it's worked in rows.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And so then at the top, you can I just slip stitch my front and back panel together at the shoulders, but you could sew it if you wanted to, but I just find it easier to slip stitch. You slip stitch those panels together, and you just leave enough opening for your head to come through, or however long. I made this one more of a boat neckline, so it's a little bit wider. I only seamed a little bit at the top, and that creates your armholes and your neck hole. So
that is fascinating. Okay, I'm so glad that I asked, because my mind thinks like you can do it this way, you can do it that way. That is a really interesting take. That's brilliant. I like that.
I like that. I like that, especially if you're not worried much about a neckline. If you just want something straight across, you don't want a V-neck or any kind of scoop neck. I just like to go bottom up and work it bottom up, create the panels, and seam them back together.
That is
you add the sleeves at the end. You just join your yarn and add your sleeves.
Yeah. Oh, I totally do. I totally do. Okay, so you mentioned the extended single crochet. Are there any other complicated stitch, or is this pretty like just extended single crochet throughout?
It's extended single crochet throughout.
Okay.
And then the trim is single crochet.
Nice.
Just plain single crochet. And then I believe it starts with a foundation, chainless foundation single crochet. But other than that, that's it.
Wow. All right. So even though it's intermediate, and I could totally see like there's a lot going on to piece together this thing, if there's anybody watching that's like, I don't know, I'm not sure, this could be a great first garment for you, great first sweater design. Like, I think that all of those components not only kind of can build your skills, they just take maybe a little bit of practice to get used to, but I think that could be a brilliant first garment.
Yeah, because it's only two main stitches, and then you're good to go. And I actually posted a link to a video tutorial for the extended single crochet. So if video tutorials are your thing, then you can definitely learn that way.
Oh, fantastic. All right. Okay, so I've got some questions here. I'll get to those in just a second. While you guys are posting your questions, we're just going to keep on trucking along, but keep those coming, because we'll get to those in just a minute. Can you tell us a little bit about the fit or the style? So is it fitted? Is it supposed to have some positive ease? Like how did you make this?
It is made with 2 inches of positive ease. So that means that your garment is going to be 2 inches more, approximately 2 inches more than your measurement, your body measurement. So it's got a little bit of ease. I typically do positive ease for my designs, because I personally just don't like them skin tight. I don't like them hugging every curve. So I usually do positive ease. And like I said, it's very flowy, I guess you could say. And and then it has a nice drape, so the positive ease just gives it that like fabric feel and look to it.
I hear you. I understand exactly what you're saying. Awesome. So when people are tackling this, maybe they've never worked anything like this before, is sizing, how is sizing determined? Is there, yeah, tell us a little bit about that.
Okay. This pattern specifically is measured by the bust. I have your bust measurements and the sizing, and that is your body measurement. So whatever you measure, you're gonna go to the size that is closest to that one. And I always tell testers and people who've worked up my patterns and are wondering, I always say if you're right in between, like right in the middle, size up.
Yeah.
And like I said, personal preference, but most people don't want it like sucking on their skin. So I usually say size up. It's more likely to fit and fit well if you size up, especially at least if you're right in between. If you're really close to the smaller size, maybe go with that one since there is a little bit of positive ease. But yep, that's all you do.
Awesome. Okay. So one of the first questions that's popping out at me, and then I'll go through the rest of them. They want to see the sweater close up. Can we do that?
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to go through some of the questions here. Nora's going to check it out. Alina loves the yarn. Courtney says, according to Ravelry, the Cleopatra top is also made with this yarn.
That's it.
Courtney knows everything.
Yep. Good job, Courtney.
Tammy.
All right.
Okay.
You guys
All right.
see it?
Let's see it. Oh, that's beautiful. And okay, while she's holding it up, that's literally the way it's kind of flowing.
Yeah.
That's what that's kind of showing you what the drape and the fabric kind of looks like. Yeah.
For a DK weight, and like I have said that to me it's a thin DK weight, but I think that's what gives it that nice drape. So.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, that's beautiful.
The extended single crochet literally just gives your single crochet a little length. That's it. And so that's what gives it the like stretchy, flowy feel too. So
yeah, absolutely. Oh, that's beautiful.
I like it.
Okay. All right. So Tammy wanted to see it up close. There you go, Tammy. Jasmine says, Michelle, you are correct. Florida is the only place we go through all season in one day.
Yeah. Yep. No transition here.
All right. Mrs. Crochet and Coffee says, I am always fearful of making clothes. And that's another reason why I love having these conversations, because, let's talk about the yarn. Let's talk about the characteristics of the yarn, because first and foremost, like, understanding your yarn is only going to help you understand what kind of fabric it makes. And then that's going to help you determine like what your finished project is going to be like. So Michelle put a lot of time and effort and research into the yarn, and she's made the thing, and she's telling you that the instructions that she has is going to give you something that fits good, that feels good. Yeah. So check it out. Nora says,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm chatting over you.
I know. I just wanted to tell her my biggest tip for if you're scared is just literally try on as you go. Literally a few rows at a time and keep trying it on. That helps so much in the long run.
I think that you're right. And I have to say, I love your approach to how this is created, like literally how it's constructed, because when you're starting with your torso region, and it's worked, you said in the round, but you turn. I mean, that is a brilliant way to determine, okay, it's gonna be long enough, or okay, it's fitting the right way. So you can immediately determine. Yeah, absolutely. So that's a really brilliant approach.
Thank you.
All right, so many more comments here. Tammy Shipwash says that she loves it. Thanks for sharing. Kim asks a great question, and maybe we can answer it here, maybe not, maybe we'll save it. She says, what would be a good alternative yarn for this? I didn't know if you had any off the top of your head, but I do have a suggestion.
Okay, go ahead. You tell yours. I want to
say, if you guys have never heard of Yarn Sub, that is always my first place to go.
Yeah.
Yarnsub.com.
I'm trying to think of what my testers use, because for my testers, I'm usually pretty lax about what yarn they use as long as it's the same weight. But even, like I said, this is a thin DK, and so I think a few of them even used Brava Sport, which is Knit Picks.
Okay.
It's a thicker sport, if you ask me, just my opinion. But I'm trying to think what other. But yeah, Yarn Sub would be a good place to look, because Yarn Sub is great because it gives you like fiber and everything, like how similar it is in fiber, in gauge, all of it. So
absolutely, yeah, because not all yarns, just because they're in the same weight classification, are going to be exactly the same. So that's, I agree with you. That's another reason I like it. You're looking at lots of different characteristics in a yarn to see like how well they kind of match up. And Michelle gets all of her patterns tested, like literally hand tested, like people are actually working up the design. So another good alternative would be to check her Ravelry link for this pattern. You can find that in the show notes, and then go to the finished project section for that listing, and you'll be able to see all the finished projects. And if people use yarn alternatives, you can check that out. And what I really liked about that, because I was just looking at those patterns the other day, is that you can see this sweater worked up in solid yarn. You can see it worked up in a variegated yarn with a long repeat. I mean, there were just a lot of different color options as well. So you can see all those different options. All right. Oh, Miss Coffee and Crochet, she says, I'm usually fine until I get to the sleeves, then I get lost.
Yeah, sleeves can be tough. The cool thing about this design, though, is you could totally do it sleeveless as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's got options then, yeah.
Yeah, sleeves are added at the end. So, I mean, it wouldn't be the same. It wouldn't have the same look. But if you got to where you had trouble or wanted a sleeveless option, then you could do that.
Huh. So is this the kind of garment, and I've never made it, so that's why I'm asking. So are the sleeve lengths adjustable? So for example, no sleeve, 3/4 sleeve, you can make long sleeves.
Okay. Yeah, this is a very adjustable piece, which is another thing I try to incorporate in my patterns. Like you said, you can adjust the length of the torso. You can adjust the length of the panels if you want bigger armholes, if you don't want it really tight, or if you need smaller armholes, you adjust the length of the panels. And the sleeves you can adjust as well. The only thing with the sleeves, if you wanted to go full length, long sleeve, you're not going to have any decreases. I know some of my designs that are long sleeve, I decrease a little as your arm literally gets smaller. So that would be the only thing. But yeah, you could totally do however you wanted to do it, adjust it to however you wanted it.
Nice. And I have to say, I have to shout out, usually the reason I think buying patterns from people like Michelle of Two Brothers Blankets is that if you have any questions, if you need help, like Michelle's just an email away. You can just reach out to her on Ravelry and she'll hook you up.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Yeah, that is all of the questions that I see. Tons of praise. Love the sweater. Love extended single crochet. Say that 5 times fast. Yeah. Really appreciate you going through all of those different characteristics. And with that, now that I didn't see any other questions, I think it's time to choose some winners for this live episode today. So I am going to choose 3 winners from the comments. Each one of those winners are going to win 1 free copy of our featured pattern today. So this is your last chance to throw those comments in. If you guys are here live, I'm going to scroll up and down a few times, and then we're going to choose those winners. Okay, get those comments in. I'm scrolling all the way up and all the way down. I'm choosing someone in the middle. Okay, Ann Darnell. Ann, you are the very first winner today. Congratulations. I'm also going to update this show with all 3 of our winners. Ann, to claim this prize, please send me an email and I will get you sorted. You can find my email in the show notes. I'm also typing it in right here, Salena, SALENA .baca@gmail. So please send me an email, say I'm winner number 1 for episode 2, and please include your Ravelry ID and I'll get that sorted for you, okay? All right, so winner number 2, again, guys, keep those comments coming. Doesn't matter what those comments are, blue, green, yellow, applesauce, hello, I'm watching from Tennessee. And the second winner is Nora K. Nora K just said, congrats. And that is her winning comment. So Nora, same thing for you. Please send me an email, salena.baca, B-A-C-A @gmail. Tell me that you're the winner for episode 2, and please include your Ravelry ID. Okay. All right, guys, I see those comments flying in. I'm gonna wait one more second, and then I'm choosing the last one. Next comment is gonna be the winner. The very next comment. Let's see who that's gonna be. The next comment is Amanda Woodbury. Amanda, you are our last winner. Same thing. Send me an email. You can claim your prize. All right, guys, that's it. Those are our 3 winners. Thanks for coming on over and commenting, guys. Michelle, thank you so much for joining us today on Feature Friday. Now,
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Now, please tell us, where can all of our viewers continue to follow you to see what you're up to? Where's the one place they should be going?
You can find me on Facebook at Two Brothers Blankets and Instagram, Two Brothers Blankets. That's where I'm usually hang out most of the time.
Awesome. All right. Fantastic. Fantastic. All right, guys, that concludes today's episode of the Feature Friday show. Please subscribe to this channel to get notifications every single time we go live. And I do want to thank our sponsors again one more time. Today's episode is in part sponsored by you great viewers. Please check out our show notes to learn more about all of our sponsors and to pick up your Peace Love Crochet Canvas tote bag today. When you snag a tote, you'll help to create more great content, more episodes, and bring on even more amazing guests. Also, the American Crochet Association wants to remind you that you can get a personal learning path to crochet mastery when you join today. Be sure to ask them about their professional certification programs for crochet instruction and pattern writing as well. Thank you all so much for joining this episode of Feature Friday. Thanks again, Michelle.
Thank you.
And we'll see you guys again next time. Bye-bye.